Welcome to my apocalypse chat, or at least that's what it feels like, right? Um, in light of everything going on, the current pandemic, obviously, then the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd, I felt like even though I had already made a post about it, at least with Ahmaud, and then Breonna happened right after that, and I was just trying to absorb everything, and then George happened soon after that. I didn't want to write another long post, so I decided to see if I could try and take a different approach. So I'm going to talk to you guys today. Let's talk. This is going to be a long video, by the way, if you haven't noticed by now. I'm going to try and take my time and really give you a full experience. Um, this is it. I'm not gonna cut anything because I'm lazy. And I will try and stay on point and not ramble and not laugh at my own jokes. And, if I misspeak, I misspeak. Okay. If I don't, great. Whatever. Let's get started. Look, what I want to talk to you guys today about is not just current events. I'll get to those. I'm going to share a story with you guys. My story. I'm going to talk about that one time that I was arrested. Not arrested. Oh, shoot. Let's reel that back. The one time I was pulled over. I have not been arrested yet, hopefully. Ever, I guess? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. It's learning new things every day. The one time I was pulled over, and this was about 5 years ago. And if you haven't heard this story, I'll tell you why after the story. But look, so this is 2015-ish, late 2015, I think. Had to have been, yeah. Anyways, late 2015-ish, about 5 years ago. I was still in college. I hadn't decided to be a musician. I was still on the get as many A's as you can, and then some. And I was getting some physical therapy observation hours, because that's what I wanted to be at that time. So, working ahead, getting those hours. It's a December night, getting them over the winter. And I'm coming back from the clinic. And I'm in Roanoke at the time. If you don't know, I'm in Roanoke, Virginia. I guess I'll put that out there on the internet if they don't already know. And I was in South County, right across the street from North Cross. If you also live in Roanoke, I'll give you extra context. So I'm turning left into an intersection to go home, and I see blue lights behind me, and I go, "Oh snap! Somebody got." Because it's never me that gets got. Because I spent all of my childhood and the first few years of my adulthood doing literally, these are my armrests, by the way. Gosh, I can't. ADHD. Okay. Doing everything I can to not get pulled over or really interact with policemen, on duty in any way. Just very, very, just everything I could. So I was like, somebody got. Which is odd that I thought that, because I was the first person at the light. There was nobody in front of me. And I said, oh snap, he must have got a call. Right? He's going to zoom right past me. I'm going to pull over. He's going to go swing. And I'm going to go right back on my way home. Boom. That did not happen. I pulled over. He went, shh, and I said, oh, my heart drops. Oh no. Oh no. And at the I didn't go into a frenzy, but it was very much, I started asking myself, what do I do? And if you're black, you're probably like, wait, but you know what to do. You know exactly what to do. And I did know what to do, but in the moment, I didn't know what to do. I had no idea. I know that you're supposed to have your hands on the wheel and turn your radio off, and you do the yes sir, no sir. And if you really want to go above and beyond, you tell them when you're reaching for things, right? I am going into my glove compartment now. And I know these things. I did not do these things. I did not do these things. For some reason, I reached for my radio knob and I turned the music down and not off. Which, yeah, just down. it seems like it should have been enough. And it really shouldn't matter. And if you're wondering what were you listening to? Kirk Franklin? Please be Kirk. No, it was Chance the Rapper. And it was acid rap Chance the Rapper. That era of Chance the Rapper where he's rapping about drugs still and not how much he loves his wife. I'm glad for the change, but that's yeah. So listening to this acid rap. This is actually the name of the thing if you don't know. But listen to that. Turn it down, not off. These shouldn't be relevant details, but they are. Let's face it. At the moment, I do not have this hair. My hair was long, but it was the first time, I think, where it was ever mentionably long. And I didn't really know what I was doing. So, if you can imagine what just a black kid's hair looked like when he's growing it out for the first time ever, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't coiffed. Let's say that. So, and if you know me, it was winter, so I had my one winter jacket on, the one winter coat that I own, which if you know me, you've seen. It's a big black jacket that just looks like I can just hide things in it. It does. It's a size too big because I got it so long ago. The thought was, you'll grow into it. I did not. I have not grown into it. So, in short, I don't not look like a criminal. I'm not a criminal. I don't look like a criminal. But I don't not look like a criminal. Right? I got an afro and a baggy coat that looks like I can have stuff in it. And I become acutely aware of this, thinking to myself, oh no, no. And the cop comes over. I don't remember if I rolled my window down prematurely or not. I probably did. Because it's cold. And that's a rational thing to do. Leave me alone. Cop comes over. I roll the window down. He goes straight to license and registration. Bow. None of those cutesy, do you know why I pulled you over? I've never been pulled over before, so I really don't know what the procedure is. I've only seen and heard stories. But he goes straight for license and registration. I go, no problem. I know where it is. And like I said, I spent my entire childhood doing everything right as much as possible to avoid this very situation. So I said, yeah, obviously, right? I reach over, scared, because I have no idea why I'm being pulled over. I don't know. In my mind, I've done nothing wrong. Reach over, boom, grab, I rifle through my things. I get my license out. I say, I can't find it. Well, then I switch to my license real quick to make it look like I'm making progress. Give my license, looking for my registration. I can't find it for this current year. What I can find is an expired registration. Now, I have no idea if I can give this to the police officer or not. I really don't. I didn't ask because I'm nervous. So, can't find it. Then, to ease the tension, what feels, oh gosh, I have what once again shouldn't be a problem, but I was scared and I wanted to know what was going on. So I asked the officer, I say, sir, do you mind me asking what the problem is? And he says, we'll find out. And I go, I don't say anything, and my heart drops. I go, what? Because to me, we'll find out means I can match the description. He could just be a bad guy who's just trying to catch somebody. I have no idea. So I'm worried now. I'm like, yo, that's sus. Why do you not have a direct reason for pulling me over, sir? I say, nothing. I can't find my registration. I can't find it. Then, apparently there's a way to get out of that. He says, who owns the car? I think my mom owns the car. I gave her name. He goes back to his vehicle. I'm sorry, I like saying it that way. He goes back for an exorbitant amount of time. I have no idea what these police officers, and maybe someone can answer. Like, I have no idea what's going on back there. Like, they take your stuff. Obviously, I can't leave now, or I can. It's just super terrible decision. So he goes back for a long time, like 2 songs. I've completed 2 tracks on Acid Rap at least, and I'm waiting. Like, what did I do? Where is my registration? Why don't I have it? That makes me look that makes me look bad. That makes me look bad. I have now done something wrong for the first time in my life, and it's at the worst time possible, where I have already been caught. You see, police officer comes back. He says, your vehicle registration is expired. Which one explains why I don't have my vehicle registration. It's because it doesn't exist. So he knows exactly why he pulled me over, by the way. And he couldn't have just told me that and ended the long, like, 1.5-minute search for my vehicle registration. I don't have it. That's why my tags are expired. He said, your tags are expired. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And they were really expired, by the way. And if you're wondering why I'm not giving more of what the cop said and did, is because this is all that he said and did. Tags are expired, gives me the ticket, says, get it fixed, and then, like, leaves. And I wait till he leaves before I leave, and I don't know if I said this, the tags are really expired, by the way, so there's no way I'm talking, like, I have no confidence to try and talk myself into a warning. The nervous 20-year-old I was. No. I was a kid. You just take your lumps and you keep on moving. So, took the ticket because they expired in August. That's right. Yeah, I finally thought of it. They expired in August. It's December. So, all fall semester, I've been riding around with expired tags. Nobody told me this, by the way. No one at all. Thanks a lot, friends. Thank you for that warning. Anyways, bye. But look, okay, so, he goes home. I'm in a frenzy. I don't say much about it, actually, besides, I'm like, Mom, I got pulled over. I got expired tags by, like, a lot. But here's, and if you're wondering, why have I never heard this version of the story, or this story at all, it's because in my mind and worlds, and now we're 13 minutes into this. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for taking up so much of your time. But in my world, this story doesn't matter. It's not important because nothing happened. I was in the wrong, and I got a ticket. These are the facts. And I was really scared. I was scared, but it's not important because in my world, he didn't murder me, which was my worst case scenario the entire time I was being arrested. My worst case scenario was, I could die tonight, right here. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm being pulled over. I could die right now. 2, he didn't even put hands on me. He didn't call me nigger. Like you got off, you Scotch. I'm Scotch. I'm so, I'm good, man. That's as Gucci as it gets for a black man, dude. I haven't told anybody this. It's all I did was fear that I could lose my life, which for black people, what we call that is Tuesday. It's a non-starter. Okay. You get to go to the back of the line, you see, because there are people who were murdered, like George Floyd, who were just trying to get, charges pressed against the police officers, in question. Just charges. Maybe they're on suspension. Maybe they lose their jobs. Maybe they do get pressed for charges. But rarely do they even go to jail for, killing people. Not only that, then there's actual, police brutality. See my stains? Oh, gosh. I'm human, just like you. Then there's actual police brutality, right? That happens where he puts hands on them. Bop, 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 bop. Right? We're trying to deal with that. Then there's racial slurs, everything. This is a non-starter. All you did was fear for your life. back in line, please. At least in my world, in my existence, it's not something. So this is not the story that I've shared before for that reason. Now, let's look at the egregious trouble with that. Because with all of this Black Lives Matter issues, I don't know what to call it. Look, stuff. What I wanted is that we're trying and failing to clear an aggressively low bar, right? And I would love to raise the bar, but we can't clear the little stuff. The inciting incident of the protest was the murder of George Floyd is because as a black person in my existence, like the request we have right now, the most immediate one is that, hey, when you kill us, when inevitably you do it unjustly, right? No resistance or violence needed. Maybe you could do more than fire them. You know, it should be a given that, you know, you press charges, investigate, and, you know, take him to court and probably go to jail. But that doesn't happen. It's an aggressively low bar, right? It's sad that when they said, oh, they pressed charges against the one guy, I was like, whew, progress. Finally. Whew. They pressing charges, it doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean he's going to jail. There has to be a whole, like, there's a whole proceedings that because I don't want us to skip due process either, by the way. I just want the law to do what it's supposed to do. But it doesn't. Like I said, this is the aggressively low bar we're trying to clear. It should be a given if a police officer kills someone who was non-violent and it's caught on tape, that they obviously lose their job and get charges pressed. There are 3 other officers that were involved in that incident, by the way, who, at least at the time that I'm making this video, I haven't double-checked myself, have no charges pressed against them at all that I know about. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. But there are 3 other guys who were involved in that incident that have no charges, just the one. I think they got fired, but they're Scotch. They're at home, you know? They're in the clear. Going to bed. Somebody died. They kind of stood there and watched. And they're just eating spaghetti now. Nom 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 nom. Nom nom nom. 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 This is why, you know, I'm scared. I'm scared. This is why I was scared when I got pulled over. This is my worst case scenario is I die unjustly and no justice happens to this police officer. This is the absolute worst case scenario. And it's the case scenario that happens quite often. But look, it's not so much that we're hopeless. I don't want to leave you off of that. That is why I'm scared. That is the low bar that we can't clear. And I will say, we do have hope for tomorrow. I have mine placed in Jesus Christ. And a lot of you guys have been speaking up, which is good. This is a long video. Look, a lot of you guys have been speaking up for the first time, and that is great. Thank you. A lot of us have been speaking up for a while and need to switch gears into action. And a lot of us have been acting for a while and might want to switch gears into instruction. Because we need to get organized. Because this is going to get worse before it gets better. You know, black people feel as if black people really have had the foots on our necks, literally and figuratively, for, you know, a couple of centuries now. You cannot continue to do this and expect no repercussions. So on the case of the talking point of the riots, look, man, I don't get riots. I really don't. Not so much that I never have anger. I can't. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't accomplish anything, and at least in my eyes. And so, even though I understand why they occur, yeah, obviously I can't condone the rioting. Um, but they're going to be the worst, or the least, of our worries if we don't get organized. And yeah, this will pass, but we can't let how serious we take this issue pass. And I think that's part of the problem. Every time somebody dies, we all come out in waves. We come out in a big tsunami wave of social justice, and then it subsides, and then we fall asleep at the wheel, and then somebody else dies. And it's got to stop. And people, I'm 25 now, if you're wondering. Look, people who are my age and younger, this is kind of our problem. We got to think of something. We got to think of something. We have been protesting for 50 years. In my lifetime, and I would love to be wrong about this, so please correct me if I am. But in my lifetime, I haven't seen protesting, I don't think, lead to actual legislative changes. Or even just more justifiable actions or justifiable courses taken against people who commit these actions. I can't quite think of a case of that. So I don't know what to change to, but a change needs to occur. Yeah, because this is our problem, younger folk, 30 and downs, I'll say. Because we've been protesting for a while and not much has changed. And then it's cynical, I know. I'm so sorry to say it. But look, fight continues. Keep pushing. If you've shared for the first time, thanks. If you keep sharing, please keep sharing and then turn to action. If you've been acting, please instruct and don't choke someone out for making a mistake. If someone speaks and they are misspoken, correct them with grace. Don't make them not want to speak again. We're in this together. I'll wrap it up now that I've taken up like an entire episode of The Office from you, or whatever it is you're watching. Black lives matter. They do matter. I like to think that my life matters, even individually. That's it. Peace.